This is Jason with Chicago News. Today we've got the brand new Cadillac CT6. Over the last 10 years, Cadillac's really been trying to modernize their brand to appeal to newer buyers. This brand new CT6 is definitely not your father's Cadillac. Part of that new look is this new badge that loses the old wreath around it. And you can see this is just a beautiful car. It's also a really long car, and hopefully that extra length translates into some really great rear seat legroom. Cadillac's given us this entry-level engine, the 2.0 liter turbo with 265 horsepower. When you're buying a Cadillac, you probably aren't that worried about fuel economy, but these days it's really important to have a fuel efficient option. But if you want some more power, you can get a 3.6 liter 6-cylinder or a 3.0 turbocharged 6-cylinder with over 400 horsepower. Cadillac's added some really great lighting features. They've got these LED strips on the door handles, and when you walk up to the car, it senses your proximity, turns these on, as well as these great headlights. They also have a really cool pattern that comes down through here, and these adaptive lights which actually help brighten the corner as you're turning. You buy a Cadillac, you buy it for luxury, so let's head inside and see if it delivers. So we're inside the CT6 now, and let me tell you, this is a really comfortable interior, a really beautiful interior. Some of the materials are just really cool. There's like a carbon inlaid piece along here, great wood textures, aluminum, as good as it gets really as far as an interior goes. And you know, Cadillac has really stepped up their game. When you think of Cadillac of the 80s and 90s, they were, you know, not the best looking cars on the inside. So, you know, it's really one of the best you can get nowadays. The same design language that you see on the outside of this Cadillac is repeated in here. There's that slight V shape that you get to everything. The climate control, the center part of the dash, the shifter all have that same design, and it really ties this whole thing together. It makes it really feel refined. One of the things that's most impressive about this Cadillac is the handling. For as big of a car as this is, weighing in almost at 4,000 pounds, it really has a nimble feel. There's a variable assist to the steering that does a great job of adapting to different situations. Cross traffic alert, and let's say if you're backing up and getting close to a wall. This particular car vibrates the seat, which I think is a great way of doing it. And also you get a little massage out of it at the same time. Cadillac's integrated their Q system, which has this 10.2-inch LCD in the center, and a really great set of features. You've got OnStar obviously, but there's a Wi-Fi hotspot here. Just a lot of great features, really easy to use, really easy to connect your phone, and one of the better systems out there on the market right now. They've also added a little bit overly sensitive trackpad in the center here, and we think that's kind of unnecessary because the screen is right within reach. It's bigger than the trackpad and much easier to directly touch things on. The other thing they've done, instead of having a volume knob, there's a volume slider that you just drag up and down on the center here. You've got a volume on the steering wheel as well and a volume on the trackpad. It's just maybe a couple too many ways of doing the same function. So with a car this big and heavy, we really wanted to check out the braking performance. We did some high-speed stopping, and you definitely feel the rear of the car get a little bit floaty under braking, but the stopping distances are good. However, you do feel the active seat belts tighten up on your shoulder as you do a panic stop, which is really confidence inspiring to know that the seat belts are actually actively working. So if they sense that something's going wrong, it's going to take the slack out of the belt. The overall impression you get driving this Cadillac is that you really have advanced, because when you think about the Cadillacs of old, you think of these big floaty boats going down the road like driving your sofa around, but this car has a European feel. It's taut without being uncomfortable. It's quiet going down the road. It has a ton of great features and fit and finish, so Cadillac has really turned their company completely around. So when you look at the sunroof from the outside, you've got a large panel of glass covering the whole roof. But from the inside, you see this whole bar across the center that kind of covers part of it. And that's an integral rollover protection. So you can really see that safety is built into this car from top to bottom. So you're probably wondering what the mileage is with this 2-liter turbo engine, and it's rated at 2231. We're obviously doing a mixed loop and seeing somewhere in the middle, but really impressive numbers for a car this size. One of the reasons you buy a full-size luxury car like this is to get rear seat legroom. So you're probably wondering if it's there, and even with the seat all the way back, there's enough room for someone my size, 6'3", to fit very comfortably in the back. So you're going to get exactly what you're looking for. So we have to wonder, was it Cadillac or Lincoln that first came out with this glove box button instead of having a handle on the glove box? It took us quite a while to finally find that button, but I'm not really sure why they've gone that direction. It's a little bit weird to us. They're still grabbing for that handle that's not there. So like a lot of cars these days, this has a stop-start feature. When you're stopped at a light, the engine shuts off. But unlike some of the other cars we've tested, this is a little bit of a delay when it starts, and it's a little bit loud. So some room for improvement there. The reason you get a Cadillac is because you want luxury, and trust me, this car delivers.